Eventually, unfortunately, natuto ako ng online casino. So online casino, napaka-convenient eh. May pera ka, cash in mo online, laro ka sa cellphone, sa laptop. Anytime pwede mong gawin, 24 hours, kahit nasaan ka sa bahay. Yun yung point na nagpalubog talaga sa akin, and yun yung nag-rock bottom talaga ako din. To the point na yung mga utang ko umabot ng million. Yeah, natuto akong manloko ng tao actually. Since I'm a finance person, may access ako sa pera ng company, so natutunan ko magnakaw actually. Natanggal ako sa work, I was fired. To the point na nag-attempt actually ako na mag-suicide. I attempted to kill myself twice. Bigla na lang akong dinukot ng 4 na lalaki sa bahay habang natulog ako. Akala ko mga pinagkakutangan ko na yun. Akala ko isa salvage na ako. Pero ako si Mark, and I'm a recovering gambling addict. Nagsugal ako for around 5 years from 2016 until 2021, and then stopped for a while, and then nag-relapse ako for some period again in 2023. And now I'm on my road to recovery. Ako yung tao na hindi mo actually i-expect or iisip na malulung sa isang bisyo. So, I came from a very good family, pretty close na family. A very good relationship with my parents and my siblings. I graduated in a Catholic school sa province with Latin honors. And then, I'm actually an academic achiever during my school days then. So, I even topped my licensure examination for the Certified Public Accountants. And I was pretty successful in my career since from 2007 until the point na na-addict ako sa sugal. So, I have had a good career. I climbed the corporate ladder from being a staff to an assistant vice president position. It's a pretty normal and successful life for me. So I had a good relationship with my family, my colleagues, friends, and even married. I even married in 2015, no? And had kids. So it's quite I would say a happy life. So hindi mo talaga asahan na I would fall into my gambling vice. Nag-start ako in 2016, no? So, I was working then as a finance controller sa isang company dito sa Makati. And I had a colleague, so may isa kong office mate na in-invite akong mag-casino one time. So, yun, pumunta kami sa Resorts World, which is, yeah, I find it na masaya yung experience, na it's something to relax kasi yung finance work namin medyo stressful, pressure. So, masayang activity, relaxing kumbaga sa umpisa. And syempre, may time na mananalo ka and may time na matalo ka. And for me, may time na nanalo ako ng malaki actually. Parang one night in casino, nanalo ako sa mga first few visits ko, nanalo ako ng around 250,000 pesos. And I think yun yung moment na parang natatak sa isip ko na casino pala is an easy money. Daling kumita. Akala ko pwede mo siyang gawing sideline na para nagtatrabaho ko at the same time, kumikita ka. So, yung previous visits ko na supposedly for pastime lang and palipas oras lang, eventually naging full-blown addiction siya. So, pabalik-balik na ako sa casino, naglilihim na ako sa wife ko, and malaking pera na yung ginagastos ko. No? Malaking pera na yung sinasayang ko. From a couple of thousands to 100,000 na. To the point na yung savings ko na nagagamit ko na, nauubos ko na. And to the point na nagkakautang na ako in my credit cards, on banks and from other people, from friends and colleagues. So, naging ganun ka-extreme yung addiction ko from a simple na akala ko pastime lang, hobby lang. Nung una akong naglaro, ang preferred ko na sugal noon is slot machines. So sa casino, sa slot machines, papiso-piso lang, pwedeng pabarya-barya lang, no, paunti-unti. Pero eventually, as my addiction goes deeper and my risk appetite goes higher, then I learned actually other forms of gambling. From slot machines to cards to table games and almost all forms of games in a casino na subukan ko na. So, yun nga, habang palala ng palala yung case ko, yung addiction ko palalim ng palalim. So, nagkautang na ako. To the point na hindi ko na kayang bayaran yung mga utang ko from my salary alone. So, ang ginawa ko is medyo parang cornered na ako. Wala na akong choice. So, umamin ako sa wife ko. Umamin ako sa wife ko na nagsusugal ako and that I'm into huge debts na ang dami ko ng utang. And ang wife ko naman that time was very understanding pa sa akin. So, instead na magalit, syempre may konting galit, pero instead na magalit or anything, she chose na tulungan ako actually. So, tinulungan niya ako na bayaran yung mga utang ko that time. She bailed me out of my debt. So, yung utang ko sa mga tao, sa mga creditors company, binayaran niya buo. From our savings. Pero, wala eh. Parang yung lulong ka na eh. So, after mabayaran, nag-promise ako sa wife ko na sige, titigil na ako basta bayaran mo lang mga utang ko. Pinamis ko sa kanya lahat. Naibigay ko sa kanya yung control ng pera ko nga. Ibigay ko sa kanya yung pera ko every month. Pero wala. Wala. After noon, mga ilang buwan lang siguro ako tumigil. 2 months, 3 months. Then, eventually, bumalik na naman ako sa pagsusugal. I think kasi natatak na sa isip mo yung one is masayang manalo. Kapag naglalaro ka, nandun yung excitement eh. Nandun yung adrenaline rush na parang high ka na rin talaga. Parang paglalaro ka, high ka. So, hinahanap-hanap na siya ng sistema mo. At the same time, hindi ka na actually mag-iisip ng matino. It drains you in a way na parang nawawala na yung values mo. So, kahit alam mong mali, kahit alam mong masisira, ginagawa mo pa rin. So, naging ganun actually yung cycle ko. No? First time, my wife bailed me out. Second time, na nag-relapse na naman ako and malaki na naman yung mga utang ko. My family, my brothers and sisters, my parents helped me out din. So, ganun pa rin, binayaran nila yung mga utang ko. Pero ako na addict. Sa una, papangako ko na titigil, na di na ako ulit. Pero eventually, bumabalik pa rin talaga. So, naging ganun yung cycle ko for around maybe 3 years, no, paulit-ulit. I think ang ano lang doon is because physical yung casino that time. So, medyo nagkukontrol ko pa. And nagkukontrol pa ako kasi physically kailangan kong pumunta ng casino. So yung mga utang ko kung lumalaki man, up to controlled level pa na kaya pa namin bayaran and bail out pa ako ng family ko. Pero I got really worse or nalubog talaga ako and nalulong talaga ako ng sobra-sobra nung nag-pandemic. Walang physical casino. So naghanap ako ng ibang way and eventually, and unfortunately, natuto ako ng online casino. So, online casino, napaka-convenient eh. May pera ka, cash in mo online, laro ka sa cellphone, sa laptop, sa computer. Anytime, pwede mong gawin, 24 hours, kahit nasaan ka sa bahay. So, yun yung point na I think nagpa, nagpalubog talaga sa akin. And yun yung nag-rock bottom talaga ako din. To the point na yung mga utang ko umabot ng million. Around 5 to 7 million, I think. Kasi nga, I'm a finance person, so marami akong contacts in the banks. And I have colleagues na nahihiraman ko ng malalaki. And ang ano kasi dun is, pag nananalo ako, binabayaran ko lahat. And binabayaran ko with interest. So maraming natutuwa, marami akong kaibigan na natutuwa. Ang front ko nun is, natutuwa akong manloko ng tao actually. Ang front ko is I have a business. Which I do have naman, maliit na business. Pero ang front ko is napakalaki ng business, pinapalaki ko yung business ko, in-expand ko siya. So, I'm looking for someone na mag-i-invest. Pero may point, dumating yung point na natatalo talaga, tuloy-tuloy na natalo. Kasi yun naman talaga ang casino the house always wins. So, tuloy-tuloy na yung talo ko, hindi ko na silang bayaran. Lumaki yung utang ko to around 5, 7 million na. And to the point na nagnakaw na rin ako sa company ko actually, sa employer ko. No? Yeah. Since I'm a finance person, may access ako sa pera ng company, so natutunan ko magnakaw actually. Eventually, found out ng company na I'm into gambling, I have lots of debts, and na nagnanakaw ako ng pera sa kumpanya. So, natanggal ako sa work, I was fired. Natanggal ako sa work. Since ang dami kong utang, wala akong pambayad, wala na akong work, I fall into depression. So, depression, anxiety, daming naniningil. May pupunta sa bahay, naniningil, nagme-message, tumatawag. So, because of the huge financial burdens ng mga utang, I fell into depression and anxiety. So, to the point na nag-attempt actually ako na mag-suicide. I attempted to kill myself twice. And so, although luckily na napigilan yun ng wife ko, and the next time naman, it was an unsuccessful na attempt. I think it's blessing in disguise din, no? And at that point then, nag-intervene na yung family ko, may parents, may brothers and sisters. So, nung nalaman nila na nag-attempt na ako mag-suicide because of my debts and my anxiety and depression, kasi nung point na yun, ayaw na rin nila akong tulungan eh. Nagsabi na sila talaga na they're firm na hindi na nila babayaran yung mga utang ko. Kasi nga paulit-ulit kong ginagawa. After nila bayaran, ihiramin ko lang din ulit, magustugan lang din ulit ako. At that point, natuto na rin sila na maging firm sa akin. So wala na akong pupuntahan. I attempted suicide. And after that, nag-intervene sila, pinasok nila ako forcefully sa rehab facility. Di ko actually alam yun eh. Wala akong idea na gagawin nila yun. So, bigla na lang akong dinukot ng 4 na lalaki sa bahay habang natulog ako. Akala ko mga pinagkakutangan ko na yun. Akala ko sa salvage na ako. Pero, good thing it's a rehab facility pala. So, pinasok nila ako sa rehab facility. I stayed there for around 15 months. Yun yung naging turning point na ng buhay ko. I would say, doon nagsimula yung realizations ko habang nasa rehab facility, nasa rehab ako. Doon nagsimula yung realizations ko na kung gaano na kalaki, kung gaano na ka deep yung addiction ko to the point na nagawa ko yung mga bagay na dapat hindi ko naman ginagawa. Hindi ko naman normally talaga ginagawa. No? And another unfortunate thing na dinala ng gambling sa akin is that my wife decided na to give up on me. So actually, after ko ma-rehab, nakipaghiwalay siya. While I was on rehab, nakipaghiwalay na siya sa akin. So she decided na to move on and move on with her life without me. Kasi nga, sinasabi niya sa akin, masyadong masakit yung dinulot kong mga bagay sa buhay niya. Ilang beses ko siyang niloko, ilang beses niya akong pinagkatiwalaan, ilang beses siyang niloko. And ilang beses niya akong binigyan ng chance, pero ilang beses ko rin binigo yun. So, she decided na iwanan ako. And while masakit, syempre masakit na ganun yung nangyari, I accepted the fact na it's a consequence of my mistakes. No? It's a consequence of my fault and of my addiction, of my act. So, habang nasa rehab, nag-focus talaga ako sa sarili ko. I tried my best na mag-reflect, na pag-isipan ano yung mga nangyari sa akin. And doon ko na-realize na, napakalaki na pala ng pinagbago ko versus my old self. Na to the point na kaya kong magnakaw, kaya kong manloko ng tao, para lang i-sustain yung addiction ko. And to the point na tinry ko nang patayin yung sarili ko. No? So, habang nasa rehab, we're taught to take control to take control of ourselves. No? Palakasin yung control mo sa sarili mo. Pero akala ko after ko ma-rehab, paglabas ko, okay na ako, kayang-kaya ko na. So, even if I stayed sa rehab for 15 months, paglabas ko, balik ako sa corporate world, naghanap ulit ako ng trabaho. And bad thing is, the moment na nakahawag ako ng pera, nandun na naman yung temptation, nandun na naman yung urge na magsugal. So, unfortunately, after ako ma-rehab for 15 months, paglabas ko, a month after ko actually, more than around 2 months after ko lumabas, nag-relapse pa rin ako. So, yung pera ko na nahawakan ko after kong mag-sweldo for 2 months, niubos ko agad ulit. And, ganun yung naging cycle ko na naman for around 3 months from April 2023 to until July, until July 2023. So, what made me decide again na magbago was the fact na I have kids. So meron akong 2 anak which are in my wife both with my wife. So despite the fact na wala na kami ng wife ko, na naghiwalay na kami, I still have kids. So naisip ko, paano na lang yung mga anak ko lalaki na walang tatay, na may addict na tatay. And at the same time, yung wife ko din nagsabi sa akin na if I will continue to gamble, if I will continue with my life as it is, eventually ilalayo niya sa akin yung mga anak ko. I think that was the second point in my life na naisip ko na kailangan ko talaga magbago for the sake of my kids. After 3 months ko nga makalabas ng rehab, nag-relapse, and then because of my kids, I came again to the deciding moment na gusto ko na talagang magbago. And nandun na rin kasi yung nandun na rin yung virtues and principles na nadala ko from rehab. No? Somehow natatak na rin sa isip ko na alam ko nagkamali ako, and that kailangan kong bumawi sa family ko, sa mga anak ko, and to everyone that I've hurt. So, thinking of my kids, again, I decided for the second time around na titigil na talaga ako. So, it's a difficult journey talaga na tumigil. Sabi nga sa amin sa rehab, once an addict is always an addict na eh. And recovery is a lifetime endeavor. So, habang buhay ka na mag-exert ng effort na mag-recover ka. So, maraming interventions. I have to have some interventions. So, one is, since I'm working again, nakukuha ulit ako ng pera. Unfortunately naman, pag nakakuha ko ng pera, sinusugal ko. I decided to live with certain allowance na lang. So, I gave up all my bank accounts, all online access to my bank accounts to my brother. So, siya na yung nagko-control ng pera ko. Sweldo ko, hindi ko na nakahawakan. Binibigyan lang ako ng allowance every week. That was the arrangement from August last year. So, mag-1 year na kami ganun. And also, I decided to join a Christian church. Kasi, aside from aside from the physical na interventions, kailangan din ng kailangan ng spiritual na support. And kailangan mo ng support group for everyone who is recovering. So doon ko siya nakuha, spiritual healing and the support group na rin. So I joined a Christian church. And then I diverted my attention into some other things. I enjoyed biking, I enjoyed taking bike rides when I was before ako naging addict. So binalikan ko 'yon. So unti-unti din build up ko ulit yung hobby ko na pagbabike every weekends or even twice a week eventually. And I kept a close relationship. Nirekindle ko yung relationship ko with my family. So I kept an open relationship with my family. I'm telling them everything na nangyayari. Kapag may urge ako, kapag may feeling ko na nangihinaan ako ng loob, I have my family to tell everything. And they have they always support me for anything that I want to do. So those are the factors I think na tumutulong sa akin na maging sober. It's a lot of factors na hindi lang siya para sa akin, hindi lang siya isa eh. The fact na iba-iba yung pinagdaanan ng mga gambling addicts. At the same time, iba-iba rin, walang certain formula to healing or to recovery. So sa akin yun. Sa ngayon, hindi ako mahawak ng malaking pera. I have my family na to open up with every time I feel discouraged or I feel na babalik naman ako sa addiction ko. I have a support group and I have a spiritual leaning in with my church. And the same time, yung mga values din na natutunan ko sa rehab facility, yung mga tinuro sa akin ng rehab, dala-dala ko lahat ng yun. And those things are what's making me sober and what's helping me in my recovery at this moment. I can't say na I'm fully recovered. Sabi nga sa amin sa rehab, it's a lifetime. Recovery is a lifetime process na once you became an addict. But I can say na sa ngayon I'm on my road to recovery. So I'm doing my best not to fall back to my addiction. And I have the support of my family, of my church, every time na I need them. I was back to corporate world. Sa ngayon, I'm working again as not anymore on the level before I got addicted to gambling, but on a managerial position again. So I'm earning enough for myself. At the same time, yung utang ko na-accumulate ko nung nagustugal ako is paunti-unti binabayaran ko siya ngayon. It will take me around 5 to 7 years to fully pay everyone. And yeah, mahirap. It's very mahirap siya. Iisipin mo parang magtatrabaho na lang ba ako para magbayad. Pero I have to accept na yun yung naging consequence ng past actions ko. And I have to be accountable. Else, wala. Babalik ka lang sa bisyo if you try to escape, or if iisipin ko na makukuha ko po ulit sa sugal yung pambayad, definitely no. I had that I had that courage na harapin, and at the same time, because of the support group that I am very much positive na paunti-unti, kahit gaano pa kalaki, kahit gaano malaki yung mga utang ko, paunti-unti I will be able to pay them off, and I can say that I have surpassed a very challenging moment in my life. So, sa mga taong tulad ko na nalulong sa sugal at currently, you may be feeling depressed, you may have anxiety. Yeah, may iba sa inyo na gusto na rin mawala na lang, mag-suicide. No. Hindi yun yung way to move forward. I can't tell you exactly what to do. Pero I'm one of those person na pinagdaanan ko rin yan. 3 years ago, I was suicidal. 3 years ago, I was on a rock bottom. I was the most down moment in my life. Na feeling ko wala na akong pag-asa. Feeling ko wala nang saysay actually. I feel hopeless na that time. Wala nang saysay ang buhay ko. Pero look at it in a way na huwag niyong isipin kung ano yung mga nawala. Huwag niyong isipin ano yung magkano na yung talo. But kung ano yung natira sa buhay niyo. Like ako, I still have my family. I lost my wife. Pero I'm still trying to gain her back, of course. And I still have my kids. So, isipin niyo anong mangyayari kapag give up niyo yung lahat ng yun and nagpadala kayo sa temptation na mawala na lang. From that point, napakalaki na ng nagain ko. No? Napakalaki na ng pinagbago ko. Yung realizations and yung courage na harapin yung challenges and mag-move forward. Kasi wala eh. If hindi ka magde-decide na magbago, if you'll not turn around and really have a pivotal moment, kakainin ka lang ng bisyo. Kakainin ka ng addiction mo. And you'll never be able to move forward. So, if you focus on the negative things na nangyari, you'll have difficulty coping up and you'll have difficulty moving forward. So, I would suggest na focus on what's left. Focus on the things na meron pa kayo ngayon. And from there, paunti-unti, develop the courage to face yung realities na nangyari sa atin. It will not be easy, of course. Pero if you really want to change, kaya natin gawin. May pag-asa pa. Ako, I was in rehab. I built a support group. I joined the Christian church. I kept a close relationship with my family. And then, yung mga anak ko, sila yung nagbibigay sa akin ng reason na despite all these things, despite all the loans that I have to pay, yeah, I still have reason to continue with my life and move forward as a sober person. So, yeah, there might be a big problem, but I have a bigger reason to continue. So, if you're feeling down, you're feeling na wala nang pag-asa, I guess I'm one of those person na pwede nyo tingnan na pinagdaanan yan, and yet, here I am now. I'm not 100% recovered, pero I passed that moment and I would say I'm my road to recovery. At dahil may addiction habang naggustugal ako, may mga times talaga na mananalo kayo. Yung biggest win ko that time was around a jackpot in slot machine. It's around 6 million na jackpot. And syempre, tuwang-tuwa ka. You're parang masayang-masaya ka sa panalo mo. And at the same time, nawawala din yung value ng pera eh. Nawawala yung value ng pera kapag pag nananalo ka ng mga ganun. So, nandun din yung greed na feeling mo mananalo ka na mas malaki. So, kahit nanalo pa ako ng ganun, nanalo ako ng 6 million, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, naubos din yung lahat. I gave it back rin sa casino. Nilaro ko din ng nilaro. It was an online game. So, napakadali, tuloy-tuloy, and naubos din lahat. So, yung feeling is, kahit na manalo ka ng malaki, wala nang contentment actually. You'll never have that contentment na masaya lang sa umpisa, pero parang ano ka na eh, parang na-stuck na yung sistema mo na ang hinahanap mo na lang is yung high moment, yung excitement. And at the same time, papasok yung greed. So, kahit manalo ka ng malaki, most likely than not is tataya mo rin yan ulit, ilalaro mo rin yan ulit. And mauubos din yan. In terms of losses naman, biggest ko na loss on a day, maybe 500 to... Excluding that point na nanalo ako ng 6 million. Kasi that time, malaki talaga yung ano ko. For my own money, biggest ko na loss on the day is maybe 400 to 500,000. And anong pakiramdam? Actually, habang naglalaro ka, di mo mararamdaman yung ano eh, yung panghihinayang sa pera. One is, yun nga, parang manhid ka na eh. Ang hinahabol mo na lang is yung excitement and yung feeling na nananalo. Pero once matalo ka na and you're out of options, wala ka ng pera, dun papasok lahat. Dun papasok yung feeling mo, hindi mo nakilala yung sarili mo. Na bakit mo ba nagawa doon? Nandun yung pagsisisi, nandun yung guilt. Pero at the same time, it's short-lived na pagsisisi. Kasi pag natalo ka, ang isipin mo is maghanap ulit ng source ng pera para maglaro ulit kasi gusto mo manalo ulit. Short-lived yung pagsisisi, short-lived yung guilt. Until ma-reach mo yung point na wala ka na talagang mapagkukunan ng pera and nagagawa mo na yung mga bagay na hindi mo usually ginagawa. Tulad sa akin, natuto ako magnakaw, natuto ako manloko ng mga tao, and natuto akong maging, sabi ko, hindi mo nakilala yung sarili mo because of my addiction. Biggest loss ko is ma-realize mo na hindi mo na talaga kilala yung sarili mo. Masyado ka ng, yung mga bagay na ini-expect mo na hindi mo gagawin, nagagawa mo na. Doon sa mga nanonood dito ngayon and sa mga nanonood and nagsisimula pa lang sa sa gambling addiction nyo, please, wag nyo nang hintayin yung point na mag-rock bottom kayo, na masira yung buhay nyo talaga. And tulad ko na nawalan ako ng wife, iniwan ako ng wife ko. Wag nyo nang hintayin yung ganong moment. So ngayon pa lang mag-decide na kayo to really stop and change for good. Kasi ang sugal is talagang it will drain you eh. It will drain you physically, emotionally, financially. It will drain you of everything eh. Even yung life itself, it will drain everything from you. And habang nasa addiction kayo, hindi niyo yun ma-realize eh. Hindi niyo nakikita, hindi mo mamalayan na gano'n na pala yung nangyari sa'yo. Until there are some interventions. Then, paano na lang kung ako at that point, kung hindi ako pinasok sa rehab? Kung walang naging intervention sa akin, maybe I'm not here now. So, huwag nyo lang hintayin yung ganung moment. Huwag nyo lang hintayin na umabot kayo sa ganun. Just decide to stop. Hindi kayo mananalo. Walang mananalo sugal, and really the house always wins. May sira lang talaga yung buhay nyo. So, sa mga nag-start pa lang and nag-iisip, please stop.
Mga ka-off the record, gusto nyo pa ba ng ibang malupit na istorya? I-click nyo lang ang mga video na nasa screen. Maraming salamat!